talk about forces. We're going to talk about free body diagrams, tension, contact forces, Newton's laws, and centripetal force. So, first thing about contact forces is there's different kinds. The types are applied, friction, gravity, normal, and those are the different types of forces. And there's also tension, but we'll get to that later. Okay, so applied force is a push or pull on an object by an outside force. Friction is the resistance of an object or surface on another object. Gravity is the pull on an object that has mass. Normal force is the force that's perpendicular to the surface of the object. And then tension we're going to get to later. Next we're going to talk about free body diagrams. A free body diagram shows the forces acting on an object. So we're going to talk about an object sliding down a ramp.
What forces are acting on the box?
The forces acting on the box is force of normal, which is perpendicular, force of friction from the ground to the box, and then force of gravity always points straight down. Okay, next we're going to talk about Newton's laws.
What's Newton's first law?
Newton's first law is that an object at rest will stay at rest unless acted upon by an outside force. Also, an object in motion will stay in motion unless acted upon by an outside force. Next, we're going to talk about Newton's second law.
What is Newton's second law?
Newton's second law is that force equals mass times acceleration. Now, the mass is proportional inversely with the acceleration. Acceleration is proportional to the force. A real-world example of Newton's second law would be a less massive car and a more massive car being pushed with the same force. Now, if they have the same force, then they have to have different accelerations. The less massive car will have a greater acceleration because it has to make up for the less of the mass, because it equals the same amount of force. Next, we're going to talk about Newton's third law.
What's the Newton's third law?
Newton's third law is that every action has an opposite but equal reaction. A real-world example of Newton's third law would be whenever you push on the door is pushing back on you. Another real-world example would be whenever you are standing and force of gravity is pushing down while normal force is pushing up, and they're both equal, therefore you're standing. Tension is the pulling force on a string or cable or rope.